Guys, it's Linda from LA Plans. Today I'm going to be sharing with y'all how I set up my brand new Deluxe monthly planner for my budget. So this is the brand new 2019-2020 Deluxe monthly planner. It launches on June 4th from Erin Condren. Thank you, Erin Condren, for sending me this early to review and set up to share for everybody. So this year I shared at the beginning of the year that one of my intentions for 2019 was to focus on paying off debt. That hasn't really been going well. And the best thing I like about a new planner is that it's a fresh start. So for me, this is my fresh start, starting in July, to actually go through with my resolution to start managing my debt and finances more effectively. So let's jump in and I'll show you how I plan to do that. So here's the yearly view. So this is just a big picture. I'm going to be tracking expenses that are over $300 and that don't occur monthly. So there's that page. And then when you flip, this is the new goals. So I have used this for so many different things, and I've seen this used for so many different things. This year they have the lines, which I'm so grateful that they added, just like in the life planner. So I'm using this for tracking expenses and for tracking debt. Like I said in the beginning of the video, one of my focuses this year is to manage my debt. So I've used this as a savings track before. I've also used this to track events that are gonna be going on. So on this page is where all the debt is. So I'm be marking the tuition in here and then my student loan each month. So there's 6 lines. So if you put a line down the middle, you have 12 essentially boxes. So I can track how much I owe each month. And that way I can see the overall amount as I'm paying off month by month. So I really like that I'm gonna be able to see exactly how much my bills are going down as I pay them and as I pay extra. So for this page, it's going to be tracking occurrences that don't occur monthly. So like I did in here, so like for Amazon Prime, I'll probably just have like an other box or something down here and write down the date and amount. Like I said with my blog, I have to pay for the domain, Bluehost, there's plugins I pay for yearly. Having those dates and the amounts, that way I have a track of it. And for pets, this I'm also gonna be using this page to track. When we first got Mira, she was sick and we had hospital bills. She has an ear infection that keeps coming back. So just tracking those amounts on here and then just tracking items like that. I think I'm gonna add a car maintenance as well. I paid my alignment this year, so adding stuff like that on there just so I can track it. But that way it's all in one spot. I see how much I'm paying. I can see what I'm paying down. I can see where additional expenses are going to. I really feel like that's gonna work for managing my debt. So I'm really excited to use this page. Flipping through to the monthly view. So here's the monthly notes page. So I'll have all of my income here, and then I'll just write down everything that I owe for housing, for utilities, for auto, medical, personal, everything I'm paying towards credit cards and loans. So everything that's going out is here. And then I'm actually doing the math on this page. So then total in minus total out, and then the leftover will be divided into cash, what I'm paying for extra debt, what I'm budgeting towards food, personal, and entertainment, and then what I'm putting towards savings. So this is just the overview of everything that's going on in the next pages. This is everything that's happening in the month. So in all of the next following months, I'll just go into the page, and this will be like my little draft page of what's going on and what I need to save for. And that way it's with the month too. That I can do a savings tracker on the bottom. So every month I'm just gonna have my savings tracker down here. I'll probably use a ruler so it's a little less crooked. But in this way I can just track my savings and all my progress that I'm making. I can go back if I like take stuff out. But I love having a savings tracker down here, and I love like having the dot grid option on this page for this purpose. For the monthly goals, this is exactly what it is. These are gonna be my financial goals for the month. So for July, I wanna have $300 in my Vegas fund. I wanna pay off my tuition. I'm gonna try and pay off my tuition in July for the summer courses that I mentioned earlier. And then in July, I also wanna pay off at least one like credit card debt. For this box, I don't know what to title it, but this is where I'm just putting stuff that needs to be paid this month. So I'm going to be subtracting my July tuition payment. I'm going to be getting a bonus of $100. So I'm just adding that. And that way I can add that into my budget. So I feel like I'm just going to use that for, I guess, transactions or major transactions that don't occur monthly. Probably for the stuff that I put in like the yearly view. So if this was the month that I had to pay for, do I pay anything in July? See, and this is where the yearly view comes in handy. No, so all I have is rent. But like if it was August, so on my August one, I'll do the same thing. So I'll put tuition minus this, but I'll get financial aid. So financial aid plus this amount. My car insurance is due. So car insurance minus this. I should have set up August for you guys. But that way all that's in one spot and I know the exact amounts that I have to pay. So for this box, I'm going to be doing an estimate of what I'm going to be making and what's going to be coming in. And then flipping over. So for the monthly view, so I decided to use the event stickers from the back of my life planner, my previous life planners. And you can also get them on Erin Condren's website. But each color is a different category. So orange are utilities. The pink is housing. So it's the same categories as I mentioned that I'm using throughout the planner. Medical, and then I have my autos in blue. Paydays are green. And then personal, so I have my pets. Then the light pink is for credit card debt. But that's how I set these up. Personally, I love color coding. It helps me see what's due when. So flipping through. So here are my first 2 pages in the book. This is where my bills go, and this is where I'm tracking my bills. So as I mentioned before, this page is from the Erin Condren budget book. I've tried using this just as a cheaper solution because this is only like I think $12, maybe it's $13 now. It's under $15, and it's a really great petite planner, and you can take it with you. But I needed more room to write things out and to manage things. But I still love this layout, so I'll always buy this just for this layout. So I have this in here. And then if you remember my overview, I budget out food, personal, and entertainment. So I want to put that here. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is for income, housing, utilities, auto, and medical. Whenever my bills come in or I get paid, I'm going to write those amounts in here. If you've watched my previous budgeting video, you'll know that I split a lot of my bills with my boyfriend. And we have a joint account for our bills together. So I personally put the total amount due even if I'm not paying it. So for example, our rent's $1,499. So I'm still gonna put that here just so I know how much needs to be in our account together. And that way I can track like our electric bill. And that way I can just see how much our bill is going up or down. So we have that. So I'll write all of the bills, the total amount that are coming in. And then on this side is the bills tracker. So I have these expenses. So that's pretty much everything over here. So I'll write my rent, the date it's due, the account I'm paying it out of, and then the amount that I'm paying. So this is where I'll put my half of rent and then the account. So my rent's gonna come out of my joint account with my boyfriend, and then it's gonna be my half. Whenever I did videos, I just wrote it out and I really liked having that. So I'm just sticking with that for paying expenses. So I'll actually fill this in to make it easier to see. Moving down, so these are the expenses, so these are all my bills, so that's pretty much this side. And then I have my debt, so this is all my credit card debt. So this structure is actually set up a little bit differently. So here's all my credit cards and my loans. So I'm going to write all the due dates on here so I know when they're due. I'm going to do the check mark again on when they're paid. So I'm going to do the minimum payment. So whenever the bills come in, obviously there's not a spot on here, so I'll write down how much is due. Let's see something. So my loan each month is $243.80. That doesn't change. And then let's say I pay extra, then I'll just put the amount that I'm paying here. So like if I want to try and pay that off quicker, I will put maybe I'll pay like $300, and then I would write that there if I actually pay $300, and then that's paid. So after all of this is written down and after all of this is filled out, I'll have all my totals, and then I'll be able to go in to the July overview. I'll have my total in, I'll have all of my total out, and then I can divide what I'm going to be paying for food, for personal, and for entertainment. So flipping through for the next page, so I have week 1 of the month, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are pay weeks, and then I'm gonna manage what I budget out for food, entertainment, and personal on here, and as well as what I'm paying when. So on the next page is the debt management tracker. This is probably my favorite page in my planner because I'm tracking my debt monthly. So I'll have this on every monthly setup. I had this in my last planner, and it's helped me visually see how much I'm paying off. I get to see when I pay something off. I get to see how much is due on each account. So I have credit card debt and loan debt. This is where the minimum payment goes, this is where any extra payment goes, and this is the remaining debt. So this is what I start the month off with, and then I need to get some more of these, and I'm going to add what I end the month with, and then I'll carry that over to the next month. So I'm doing Dave Ramsey baby steps while paying off debt. Baby step number 2 is to pay off all of your debt with the debt snowball method. So the debt snowball method is paying off your debt from lowest balance to highest. So I organize this by the highest balance to the lowest balance, and then I'm going to slowly work my way up when paying bills. So if y'all remember in my overview, one of my goals for July is to pay off one debt with the debt snowball method. So that means I'm going to be trying to pay off this Visa card down here in July, because that'll be the lowest, and then I can work my way up if I make that a goal each month, and that way I can track what I need to pay and how much I need to pay. But really love having this debt management tracker. I highly recommend this if you're trying to pay off your debt and trying to manage your finances. So next is the note pages. So on the note pages, I have this set up pretty much the same as my previous planners. So my first note page is all my account information. The next page, so these are the Dave Ramsey baby steps. This is the debt snowball method. So flipping through, so this is my student loan information. I need to write more information on my login, and then I'm gonna be tracking my payments on this page. So this is my Las Vegas fund. So this is my current goal, and one of the things I'm saving for. I have an estimated flight, hotel, entertainment, and spending, and then I need to calculate it and do the goal amount. So on here I have everything that I'm saving. So this is pretty much the tracker. So in May I was able to save $400. In June I'm probably going to buy the tickets. So whatever I add I'll put on here, and then I have the little subtract. So when I buy the tickets, like let's say they're $200, I would put minus 200, and then I'd have $200 left over in the account, and then continue to save for that goal. So that's how I'm saving for Vegas. And then this is normally how I save for a lot of things. So there's that one. And then also in here, I have my summer tuition. So this is pretty much the installment plan that I mentioned earlier, the due date, and then the amount of installments, just all the information I have, when they're due, and the amount paid. So it's just a separate tracker, just so I have it all in one spot. On here, this is my fall financial aid, but this is how I track it, and I'll be on this page. So I have that. And then I just have some more blank spots in here that I'll use for savings trackers, for goals, for notes, and for quick math. But that is how I set up my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner for 2019 and 2020.